Good morning, millennials, and welcome back to the Toast. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Today's a huge day at the Toast.
It's a huge day.
It is.
Let me think. Why?
It's August 15th, Bruno's birthday.
Oh my God, wait, okay. Time flies so fast in life. Let me tell you, it was 30 seconds ago that it was Bruno's last birthday. We were together, and at the end of the day, you turned to me and you said, oh my God, I forgot it's Bruno's birthday.
By the way, that was 2 years ago because last year on Bruno's birthday, I was in the hospital having given birth to Charlie. But I just want to say,
I was with Bruno on his birthday last year.
It's true. I just want to say, Charlie being born the day before Bruno's birthday is the best thing that ever happened to Bruno. Because I'm always like, Charlie's the 14th, Bruno's the 15th. Like, as we were wrapping up celebrations last night, festivities continued into the wee hours because it's Bruno's birthday today.
I think if seriously somebody put a gun to my head and said, tell me the day that Bruno was born, I would have said October 11th. Like, I seriously, August.
That might have been the day that we got him, October 11th.
Okay.
Like, we got him in October.
I didn't say October 11th because I thought it meant anything. I would have January 12th. Like, I had no idea. How old is this big boy today?
He's 4.
Oh my God, you're such a little young hot thing.
My baby is 4. My my eldest boy.
I can't help but look at Bruno and feel like a little sad. He reminds me of Theo.
Yeah, and he's happy to attempt to fill those shoes.
He's such a good boy.
He's such a good boy.
We've gotten his Prader-Willi under control in recent weeks, and I'm really happy about it.
Well, he's just living out his summer. Like he said, diet starts in September.
Literally
it's impossible to control him here. Like there's food flying everywhere. There's little hands everywhere.
Big hands
There's not a place to cage him or even put him behind a gate.
That's a really crazy way to be, like leaving your big overflowing coffee.
Do you see my big coffee?
Like on the
Ben got it for me. He said to me this morning, do you want a big, delicious coffee from Goldberg's?
Okay, but Jackie, like to not even have it like.
It's on my paper towel.
Listen, I don't like it. That's a really eerie way. Like
I just feel, I do this every day. Did you know that? Yesterday I sat here with a cup that had no lid on it.
You're psychotic, bro. Like literally psychotic.
You know what I'll do? I'll drink some so that it's not teetering over.
I don't know. I feel like we've been podcasting for a long time and I haven't like even brought up the fact that I'm wearing an arm brace.
Because you took a backseat for Bruno's birthday, which was so sweet. I did. Also say we don't have any like gates I can put him behind. So he's just riding out this summer. It's big boy summer.
Listen, it's big girl summer. I have not stopped eating. I saw pictures of myself from this event that we went to. I'm like, oh, I'm back to where I was. Like I'm huge.
No,
whatever.
I have not stopped eating. Like it's really making me sad. But like my goal, it's important to like when you have goals to really focus on them, be a little toxic about them, like tunnel vision until you get to your goals. But like I achieved my goals and then this summer was meant to enjoy. And like I am enjoying. I'm not in like turbo diet mode.
No.
And
I couldn't if I even wanted to be.
I've tried. I can't. When I go home and we are apart, like I will get back on my grind. And same for Bruno. So like big boy summer.
Big girl summer.
Big person summer.
BPS.
Until further notice. Like until Labor Day, that's when I'll be laboring in the gym once again.
Swirly summer is over. It's big girl summer. It is like whatever. We're wearing sweats on the pod. I don't fucking care.
We are wearing sweats on the pod.
What did you expect?
We're both wearing Boys Lie and I'm wearing a Boys Lie set that I've never worn. And you were like, oh, Boys Lie. And then you told me that they canceled.
Margot sent it to me yesterday. I think a lot of people were waiting to see what they were going to do because they had this big collab coming up with Brooke Schofield, who's obviously going through. Oh, and I kind of wanted to talk about that because I know you don't know, but there's not an update or anything, but there's been like a major change in tune from Tana.
Okay.
I've like started like watching videos about it. So now my TikTok only serves me like what's going on in Tana world. And some guy made a video. It was really well said. He was just like, you're the canceled podcast. Like you're known for saying out of pocket things and now you're canceling your co-host. Like he kind of like served facts. And I think like the general feedback from the audience of people who watch a show is like, oh my God, I think Tana thought she was going to come out the hero. Like, look, I'm not standing with this. And people were like, girl, you've done worse. And that's literally your best friend. Like, okay, throw her under the bus.
Scruples, where are you?
The reaction immediately was like, ew. And I don't think she was expecting that because she like went out of her way to like kick her friend to the side to come out looking like the hero and she comes out looking like the villain. So she commented on this guy's TikTok. I had just watched it because I thought it was interesting and I just was scrolling the comments and she was like, I fully agree. She commented Tana. So I think she's really changing her tune. I think she tried one route and it didn't work and now she's going to try another one. But yeah, wait, Margaret
and the other one being forgiveness for Brooke.
Like standing by her friend, you can, disagree with your friend without throwing them under the fucking bus.
Right.
Like, and you can say, two things can be true. Like, I don't agree with that, but I don't think Brooke is a terrible person. And if you did think Brooke was a terrible person, you're the one who gave her this platform.
No, and why were you friends with her? If you know her to be a good person, which I imagine, that's what I was trying to say. Like, if you listen to people and you like them and then you find out that they've made mistakes in their past, like, and they totally disavow those things, you have to like assume good intention because you like this person. Did you not think that they were like an honest, good, whatever they say they mean sort of person? Otherwise, what the fuck are you listening to?
So it was interesting to watch how like things play out, right? And this, we said our big take on the initial episode where we talked about this was like, this was handled really poorly. And it's so interesting to see how like, the internet's approval like is so wishy-washy. Like you go from one day being like a hero, next day being the villain. And I feel like that's really what happened with Tana. It can be like a lesson to, I think, a lot of people with platforms. Is like to make decisions like in your business and in your life based on what you really feel is right and good, not based on what you think the audience will like, because more often than not, like they see right through you.
Yeah, and you might get it totally wrong and then look like you totally were not yourself and you said things and you were bad to your friends because for these people, and that actually isn't even, so you can't predict it, which is why you should just do what feels right to you. And that way, if it doesn't go well, you can still feel good about yourself.
That you did the thing that you thought was right.
However, it might go well because like people appreciate that.
It's so much easier. And we were talking about this on the initial episode when we discussed it. Like, it's so easy to say these things, right? But like when you're going through like a big cancellation, like it really feels like the world is closing in on you. Like you can't even think straight. Like you really don't know what the right decision is. And you also can't see out of your own shit. You think it's like the biggest deal in the world. So, and kind of like my thing is like when people get canceled, they always find their way to me. Like I've spoken to every person who's ever gotten canceled and they all like, they're in the thick of it, right? And they can't see out. And like me, I'm like, it's actually like not that big of a deal, but they can't see out of it. So like, it's easy to say like, this is what they should have done. But in those moments, it's like really hard to make the right decision.
Yes.
It's almost impossible.
It is. And I also feel like, even though we were saying like people are still doing this, I feel like we all have sort of become like fatigued at this trope. And I think a lot of people have realized that this happens and people apologize and say that they're sorry. And like, it is
move on.
And we're not going to seriously like ruin someone's life. Like
because of something they tweeted in high school.
Like 10 years ago. So I was like shocked that this still like has legs. But now I'm also realizing like, I feel like this is Gen Z's like first cancellation.
No, what I thought you were going to say that I thought was a good point, but now you gave me the idea. I think that I don't think people's old tweets still have power. Like I don't think people getting exposed. I think this was by all parties handled so poorly. It made it bigger than it could have been if they had just been like, oh yeah, we know how bad, how embarrassing. Oh my God, like seriously kill me. I obviously don't say it, but
yes.
And then moved on with another episode.
They made it as big as they could possibly be. At every turn, like it just got magnified and they still don't move on from it. So we're still in it. No, but I feel like Gen Z like hasn't had that experience yet where their faves like they find out unfavorable things about them. They have to they're going through everything that like our millennials went through 5 years ago. So it's like repeating itself.
I don't know how Gen Z, the canceled pod is. Like it's very internet, but I don't know if it's very Gen Z. Cause it's like it's like people who drink,
But they're very young. They're like
27.
I thought Brooke was like 24.
24 and 27, yeah.
That's Gen Z.
Is it?
Yeah, Margo's Gen Z.
So close to Gen Z. Look at me.
Yeah,
when I think of Gen Z, like I seriously think of 14.
I think that's the next one at this point. Because Gen Z used to be 14 when 6 years ago when we were talking about them.
I was just scrolling TikTok when I was getting ready. And I need TikTok to like come out with a feature where like I can be doing my makeup with both hands or like my hair.
And it just goes to the next one.
Yeah, like once the video's done, go to the next one. Or if I don't like it, I could just go whoosh, like something. I need like, I think that's what those Apple goggles are, whatever.
Or like Neuralink.
So I got served this like long clip from the BFFs pod of them talking about it. And I was actually really shocked by like how bad everyone's take was on the situation, except for Josh Richards. Like Josh Richards was coming in like true voice of reason. And I think he was also the one in the group who like knew the most about it. Cause like he lives in LA and like these are his like kind of friends. And he was just the one being like, okay, you threw your friend under the bus, Hannah, you've done worse. Like he was really the one serving facts. I was like, oh my God. Cause I expected Dave to come out, be like so anti-cancel culture, but he was just kind of being like, I don't know, like wishy-washy about it.
What was he saying?
He was like, what does Tana do in a situation like that? Like she obviously like, doesn't agree with it. It's like, well, of course.
Right.
He was like, I don't know what I would have done. It's like, you're always like big talk, like cancel culture. And then like, I don't know. I thought it was really weird.
That is weird. What did Brianna say?
She was kind of like just being quiet, letting the other two talk, like chiming in when I feel like that's like her thing on the podcast. I feel like she's like speaks when spoken to.
Yeah.
And like Josh had strong feelings about it. And Dave was like, well, what do we do? And I was like, this is like a bad take.
I I think that's a bad take.
But it was just a clip, so it's like not fair to make like general statements out.
But
Like
they
the whole
make
podcast.
the clips?
No. It's like a fan edit. Third party perspective. Yeah, with no particular interest in the matter.
Yeah, that's like what's confusing. Like when someone makes the clip and they like leave out critical context, it's like, well, you played yourself.
Yeah, people are always doing that to us.
When it's that would be like us making it.
Yeah.
If it's a third party, then they might be taking out context purposely.
I tried to bring this up, but you just sort of like breeze past it. Like I'm wearing a brace on my thumb.
We didn't even get to my original point, which is that we're both wearing Boys Lie.
Oh yeah, and they canceled their collab. They released a statement. I think a lot of people were waiting to see what they were going to do.
When was this stuff supposed to drop? Like soon. They did a photo shoot and everything.
I think it was like already, like it was like a couple of days ago.
And what does it mean to cancel the collab? Like, are you going to be donating all the clothes that Brooke had a hand in? Or you're just like erasing Brooke?
A graphic. I don't really know. This girl's face is covering it. So they are donating a portion of the proceeds. They're giving everyone a 15% code with Brat Summer. This girl's making a TikTok about it. Like, move your fucking face. I can't see
Brat.
it. Oh my God.
My straw is Brat Summer.
It's Brat Summer for Jackie O. She's very demure. She's very mindful.
I saw such a funny tweet that it was like, last month you guys were brats and this month you're demure and mindful. Sure,
right. You really can't be both.
No, you seriously can't.
A cornerstone of Brat Summer is not being mindful at all. I mean,
or demure.
It was Charlie XCX who said, look, we're throwing our moral compasses out the window.
Right. And the thing is, like, it's not a get you a girl who can do both situation.
No. Now, is it okay if we talk about my brace? And are you going to sign it? I need to get a Sharpie.
I will sign it for you.
I don't want to get into it. You know, it's kind of personal, but I've just been having like a thumb issue. I looked it up. I think it's this thing called trigger finger. And this actually is also a thumb. I had tendonitis in a couple of years ago. So,
trigger finger from what are you triggering?
No, the tendons. Like, it's not about
You triggered your tendon?
Yeah, I triggered my tendon.
From what? Being on your phone?
They didn't say. And it's my left. So like, no.
It's not tech thumb?
I don't think so. This brace, like, wasn't recommended by a doctor. It's not an official prescription or anything. I just like ordered it on Amazon because I needed it.
Because you want attention.
Because it's like, I can't wait for school to start so everybody can ask me what happened and then they can sign my brace.
And you talk about like your big swirly summer.
Correct. My big girl summer.
Your big girl summer. We'll sign your brace. It's a kind of a small one. So like close friends
It's a good thing I only have one classmate.
Close. And Brunus and Runus.
Runus and Dunis and
They'll do a paw print.
Oh, another huge update in swirly summer is Margot's coming out this weekend. So like, what are we going to do?
Cratchel, Thatchel, Hatchel. That's what we need. Like Swirly Summer is an amazing institution, but it needs a dose of Satch.
It needs a dose of
sprinkle of Satchel.
And we're also headed low key in a classic kind of way to Atlantic City on Saturday. Jax and I are performing at the Borgata Casino. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be sick. It's going to be lit. Tickets available at thetoastpodcast.com/tour. It's our final show of the live podcast. We've got some big things up our sleeve. And I know we say that a lot. We're always like, we're doing big things. And then it's just like us sitting on the couch.
No, I feel like we don't overhype stuff except for that one time.
Right. And we got in trouble.
What?
When we were like clickbaiting something and everybody was like, this is not like the business of influencing. Remember that? Or no. Like that Patreon episode we did. You remember. Don't make me bring it up.
Okay.
Don't make me bring it up.
I was talking about like when we had like big Jizno announcement and like just the vibe was giving like full tour.
Right. And it
turned out to be like one more show, which is this show.
Right. But we do, as like it's kind of celebratory, very bookend the tour. We have something major planned. And it's something we've never done before. It's something I'm so excited about. And you're just kind of going to have to come to see. Yeah. Not to be like really annoying, but this is a situation where like I'm hyping something up for good reason.
Yeah. So that's very exciting.
So yeah, be jealous if you're not there.
And I mean, we could get into the stories.
I feel like they're good. I saw your iPad.
They are good. I have a lot to discuss regarding Molly May and Tommy. And on the one hand, like we should get to it. But on the other hand, like I am dreading it.
Yeah. Also, you just reminded me about a TikTok I wanted to make of you. So I'm just going to do it right now. I know it's
live
crazy.
talk?
Yeah.
Okay, what am I doing?
So it's like people being like, I wasn't going to drink tonight. Like you do it with some, I wasn't going to drink tonight, but you know, I just remembered Joan Rivers died. And then you said, okay. So it's like, you weren't going to drink tonight.
But Molly May and Tommy just
announced
their breakup.
Okay.
So I have to say that?
No. You just drink like.
Oh, and I can drink my
You can drink your coffee.
My Brat Summer coffee.
Your Brat Summer coffee. Correct. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me find it. Like this. Wasn't drinking tonight, but.
Oh, okay, great.
So I'm going to put you in slow-mo and you're just going to be like drinking.
Okay. And
this is so exciting, like live content creation. Oh, look, there's me.
How do I look from that angle?
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to move the angle to get some better lighting. Let me put it on slow-mo.
I kind of like want straight on lighting.
We'll put it in half speed or slow speed. I think half is enough. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Go. You don't have to rush, don't worry. Look sad. Okay, how's that?
I think I looked sad.
You don't like it?
No, I think it's great.
Okay.
I think it's really premium.
Love that.
Really incredible stuff.
Okay, good. I'm so glad that we were
Groundbreaking.
able to like work it out on the remix, as Charlie XCX would say.
And one thing about me, I'm a one-take wonder.
People have been saying work it out on the remix for like the last couple of weeks, and I didn't know what it was a reference to. And then thankfully, like somebody made a TikTok explaining it to me. Apparently Charlie XCX and Lorde like fucking hated each other and then made a song where they worked it out on the remix. And like the verses is like them like literally
Like debating?
No, not even debating. It's like one verse is Charlie, one verse is Lorde, and like they're just kind of telling their sides of the story. It's like, well, I was speechless when I woke up to your voicemail. Like it's literally not rhyming.
Oh
It's
my
literally it's like slam poetry. It's so funny, and now I know why people have been saying,
Cynthia.
yeah.
Jesus died for our Cynthias.
That's literally what it sounds like. And now I understand, like, work it out on the remix. Got it. Because they've been saying,
And
like,
what's the song called?
they said, like, who are two people working it out on the remix or something?
It's not called The Remix, and
No.
then they worked it out on The Remix.
Okay, let me just triple check. Like, Brad Summer is like kind of a blind spot for me, and I'm working on like being better. Brad,
You are, even as Brad Summer comes to a close.
no, like, yeah, dude, that's so me. Okay, here, Brad album. The song
Like, I
is
feel like I
called-
have successfully dodged Brad Summer, except for my straw. The straw sucked me in.
Oh, track list. Okay.
What?
Let's see it.
Is it like on the deluxe album or something?
I can't type with this stupid brace. Work it out on the remix, Lorde, Charlie.
That's not going to work.
Girl, so confusing, featuring Lorde.
Oh, okay.
And so this has kind of been like a question posed on the internet that, Jackie, who do you think are two people who should work it out on the remix?
Kim and Taylor.
They should work it out on the remix.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
What
now,
about me and Cuba? We should work it out on the
no,
remix.
some things like
Aren't meant to
no.
work out.
Like seriously, what is he going to do? Say sorry? Like what does that do?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Like, for
wouldn't.
real. It's a starting, like, it's a jumping off point.
It's true. Are you a forgiving person?
Oh, that's a really good question. It just, and I can't make a blanket statement, yes or no. It really
Of course,
depends.
depends on the crime and the apology.
And like
and
where in my life, like am I in like a Fabissina miserable place in my life? Like some days you're just like experiencing
have
dark.
you ever been in a miserable place in your life?
No,
Like we know Turd, she's a ray of light. Stop.
I'm a ray of light. Like I'm so joyous. It's actually,
Except, like if you got like stepped on something, like then, or like stub your toe, or like a small inconvenience.
wait, I'm cracking up. That's
or like
so
got
funny.
a bug bite.
I have recently, especially like since being in a house with so many other people, like thought about my sort of role in this house and just like what it must be like to live with me, you know? And call me crazy, but I feel like it's a delight. Like I always think I'm like, I would love if there was somebody of like equal radiance. Like, not that you're not, I'm just saying like, I would love to live in a house with myself, you know?
No, you would literally hate that person because
Yeah.
one thing about you, like you're also like jealous and competitive with
So
like
true. Oh,
with people who are like
Listen,
you.
I can't be a friend anymore. It's like holding up a mirror to myself. Like, seriously, go away.
You don't like people who are like you, and you always say like, "I would hate me." Like you're so obnoxious. She doesn't stop talking.
I need you to stop, like, recalling things I've said. It's
you
annoying.
need the yin to your yang. Like that's why you seek out people like me.
Demure individuals.
Demure individuals, and then so many of your friends, like you're always like, Jax, you would love her. You guys are so similar.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Okay, well, to answer your question, I do think I'm a forgiving person, but it's more so has like my brain either like forgets stuff and it's like, oh, whatever, or my brain like can't let it go. I don't know how to differentiate between something I can forgive and something I can't, but it's really, if I can't forget it, I won't forgive it. But if I forget it, it's not my business.
Yeah. No, really a big part of forgiveness is forgetfulness.
And when you're as forgetful as I am, it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, but it's like you have to get that apology before you can forget. I don't think that you do forget.
See, like it's similar to how like I seriously can't forgive Sam Hunt.
Yeah.
But I have forgotten other celebrities who have
Right.
DUIs, and I forgave them because I forgot them.
Yeah, because you wanted to.
Maybe.
If you wanted to, you would.
Maybe.
I actually think I'm a very forgiving person. Like I talk a lot of like a big game, like, oh, I hate. And then like when someone's apologizing to me and like I can sense.
I feel bad.
I can sense that they mean it. I'm like, say no more.
No,
it's
no.
squashed.
When somebody apologizes to me and like they mean it, like I seriously, like I feel bad. Like I should
Yeah.
apologize. I'm sorry for making you degrade yourself. Like seriously, I feel so like disgusting, especially if it's a person who's like maybe older than me. I don't know. I'm just like, seriously, stop. Like I will forgive you if you stop speaking. Like I actually hate being apologized to.
I really like in my soul, like I really am like, I let it go and I forgive.
That's big of you.
So I do think that I'm forgiving.
Even with me, like if I forgive, like I never forget, you know?
I'm one or the other. Like there's
Unless I genuinely forget, you know?
which you do
Yeah, oftentimes.
oftentimes. So now I feel like without further ado, it is time for the fast 5 stories that you need to know. What do you think about that? Do you think it's time?
I do. I'm a little fakaked. Is it the fast 5 stories, perchance, that are brought to you, perchance, by State Farm?
Yes, perchance.
Well, thank you to State Farm for sponsoring today's episode. We know the Toasters agree that nothing feels better than a big personal win. You know, it's big girl summer. We're having big wins.
It's big personal win summer.
So like you're decorating your apartment, you get your final piece of furniture and it's like done. You hit a new personal best in a workout. You, I don't know, what's like considered a big win? You
like your low prizes.
Your what?
Your low
prizes. Exactly. It's all relative, right? That's moral relativism. I believe it was the great man Miranda Hobbs who once said that. Like, whatever is big to you is big to you. And State Farm understands that. So maybe you're a toaster who managed to stop for a much needed iced coffee, but still made it to work on time, or you found a new pair of jeans that finally fit perfectly. Whatever it is that you define as a win, it calls for celebration. And who's cheering right beside you? State Farm. Also, alternative pronunciation.
In certain parts of the country.
Right.
Because on this couch.
With State Farm's personal price plan, you can create an affordable price just for you when you bundle home and auto. So celebrate by breaking out the confetti and those happy dance moves. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can bundle and save with the State Farm personal price plan. Also, what's so great is like however you move and shake in this world, like there is a method of communication with your State Farm agent that works for you. Whether you're like fast paced like me, use the app. Whether you're a little bit slower, you can talk on the phone, maybe even meet IRL with your State Farm agent. Like Jax. So talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can bundle and save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that are vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts, and savings and eligibility may vary by state. And, you know, I didn't want to say it, but it says in the copy that like we kind of have to.
We're contractually obligated to
like
sing.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Today's episode is also brought to you by Lumi Whole Body Deodorant. It's vacation season. Some people are calling it swirly summer. Others are calling it, you know, big person summer. Personally, we have been so excited for this trip to the Hamptons. But, you know, swirly summer activities like do require another level of protection when it comes to body odor. And that's what we love about Lumi Whole Body Deodorant. It keeps us smelling fresh all day, anywhere from your underarms to your underboobs to your feet. In fact, it's actually clinically proven to control odor for a whopping 72 hours. So you can fly all the way to Singapore and still smell fresh for landing. I love Lumi Whole Body Deodorant because it's whole body deodorant. It's not just your pits. I think anybody who's, you know, a person with a body knows like we have areas that need, you know, attention as well, like your underboobs, thigh folds, belly button, butt crack, feet, you know, things of that nature. What's great is that it was created by an OBGYN. She saw firsthand how BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. So Lumi is clinically proven to block all day odor and control odor for up to 72 hours, which is pretty major. They've got gargy-pargy smells, scents, like tangerine, lavender, sage, toasted coconut. It's pH balanced for safe use below the belt, and it's baking soda free and paraben free. So we have a fabulous offer. Their starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, plus free shipping. And as a special offer for our listeners, new customers are going to get 15% off Lumi products with our exclusive code. So if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off the starter pack only when you use code TOAST for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code TOAST at LumeDeodorant.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by Noble, a training brand created to support you in your daily pursuit to be your best self. So whether it's day 1 of your fitness journey or day 1000, Noble invites you to get involved and get moving to find a pair of footwear that works for you. So Noble has footwear options for anywhere and everywhere that life takes you. If you're going to the gym, out at a favorite work class, on a walk with your dog, training for a 5K, they embrace the no bullshit approach to wellness at Noble. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Noble encourages you to strive for just 1% better every single day. So the Noble journey takes you where you need to go, whether you're just getting started out for training on a race day, or you know you've been in the game for a while. Any distance, any speed, any frequency, embrace the journey with Noble. I love that Noble products are really accessible. So whether you're like a fitness maven or you just never worked out in your whole life and now you're getting started, Noble is a great place to start. So Noble All Day is your anywhere everywhere shoe. It's a breathable shoe with unmatched comfort. They also have the Noble Drive, the perfect hybrid shoe. So if you're doing cardio, going for a quick run, training in the gym, the Noble Drive is a versatile enough shoe for any and every workout. Because like me, if you're always like trying new things, because there's not one thing that you particularly love, but you like to do pickleball, you like to do personal training, you like to do like more strength. It's nice to have a pair of shoe that can do it all.
Pair of shoe.
Don't be obnoxious. Exclusively for toasters, Noble is offering 30% off your order only when you go to nobleproject.com and use our code TOAST30. That's www.nobullproject.com. Use our code TOAST30. That's TOAST30.
Thank you, TURT30.
Yeah, welcome, JAXCX. JAXCX.
That's literally me with my straw. JAX.
Literally.
Okay, are you ready for the stories?
Yes.
I will delay this as long as I can because as soon as I say it, it's real. But Love Island's Molly May and Tommy Fury have ended their engagement after 5 years together.
And are you okay?
I am okay. I'm okay. I have questions, of course, but yesterday out of nowhere, Molly posted this.
Nobody. Molly May.
Yeah, Molly posted this on Instagram. Never in a million years did I think I'd ever have to write this. After 5 years of being together, I never imagined our story would end, especially not this way. I'm extremely upset to announce that mine and Tommy's relationship has come to an end. I will be forever grateful for the most important thing to me now and always, my beautiful daughter. Without us, there would be no her. She will always be my priority. I want to thank you for all the love you have shown us over the last 5 years. You have all been a part of our journey, and I feel it's right to share this with you all. While I attempt to navigate the coming days and weeks, please kindly respect my privacy over this difficult time. I'll be back when it feels right. Molly May.
Now, this was shocking for a multitude of reasons, but I think people were immediately sort of red flagging a lot of the things that she wrote in her statement. This isn't a typical, like, we've parted ways, we have love and respect for one another.
We're like co-parent our daughter. She's the most important thing to us. Like this was there were a couple
This was very much, what did you do?
Key indicators here that like this was sudden. This was not what she wanted. And that Tommy fucked up big time.
Big time fuck up from Tommy.
Yeah, it's giving Tommy fucked up. And I think in a major way. So first she said, I am extremely upset to announce, like this is not what she wants to announce. She never imagined their story would end, especially not in this way. Also, she has been posting Tommy as recently as last week. She did a vlog talking about her day. About
it feels like she literally found something out, grabbed the kid. I'm taking the dogs, dumbass.
No, Tommy's out on his ear. She's staying in the house. Her dad was seen going to the house with flowers for her.
But they're so famous. It's really crazy.
It's really crazy. So something happened, something unforgivable, something so big that it's not even like, let me think about this. Let's take time apart. Let's see if we can work through this. It was like one day we're together and the next day we're not. I do also think like I feel like there's a lot that she would have forgiven because they do have a child together. They're very much in love. I feel like if it was like a one-off, like a
cheating,
like a one night, like
it's not that. He has a second family.
They would have worked through it.
It's giving Tristan getting that girl pregnant, like something so that you can't come back from.
That you cannot come back from. There's not even a chance because if there was a slight chance that she could forgive him, she wouldn't have announced that they've broken up. But like it was one day we're together, the next day we're not. Like it could only be something so big and so unforgivable.
I think there's a girl out there either with a Tommy baby in her belly or like the baby has given birth and he's been like keeping it a secret. Like that's what it sounds like.
So Daily Mail, of course, like this is their bread and butter. They love Tommy and Molly, like UK, like every time Molly farts, like seriously, like if Molly farted, like it would be a story in the Daily Mail. And
well, I hope she's okay if she's farting. Like seriously,
I saw yesterday they had like written up the breakup, and then it was like, if you have any tips, email. If you know why Tommy and Molly broke up, like email Daily Mail.
Kind of shady.
Beyond, like seriously, fuck off. However, they're reporting today that he cheated on Molly May multiple times, with the heartbroken star expecting many more women will come forward. Like now that she's broken up for him, because I'm sure some people are like, if this is true, I'm sure people saw him acting out over the years, but like never said anything. Yep. But now I'm sure her DMs will be like flooded if this is true, with people being like, remember? There was that video from Dubai where like that girl was being playful with him.
It was like in a club after he had a fight or something. Like somebody took a video of the club and like you look in the corner and it's like Tommy and this girl. Nothing like outright nefarious, no kissing or anything, but like, you know, I would not like my husband to be doing that.
Yeah. And like nothing to break up over, definitely like a smoky situation, but he's also just like a nice guy and it could have been written off. But I will say like, ever since that, I've looked at him differently a little bit. Like,
and now knowing what we know, that video is obviously more suspicious.
Yeah.
Now, I want to say this, and it's easy for me to say it now that it's over. And this is a corner of culture like that you're really into. I don't know. I didn't watch that season. Like, I know who they are. And then I watched a little bit of the Tyson Fury show that they were on, and we learned more about their family.
Just some backstory if you don't know who these people are. They were on season 5 of Love Island UK. It was aired in 2019. They were both really young. They were pretty much together the entire time. Tommy Fury is the younger brother of Tyson Fury, who is the heavyweight boxing champion of the world, like one of the greatest boxers alive right now. And Molly at the time was an influencer content creator. They connected. They're both like so cute. They were like really young, really in love. And they were together the whole time. They've been together since they welcomed a baby girl named Bambi in January of 2023.
They got engaged.
They got engaged 1 year ago, and today they're breaking up. And so she is still like a full-time content creator. She's like very influential. She's written a book.
Who would you compare her to in the States? Like kind of like an Emma Chamberlain. Like,
yeah, also like such a different time and place, but like Lauren Conrad almost. Like,
yes.
Famous from a reality show, huge lifestyle brand influencer now. And I guess the relationship part is not as, like, we don't really know Lauren's mans, but then them being together, like it was great for Tommy Fury. He boxed against Jake Paul. His dad was in the Paul documentary what was it called? What's that documentary series called?
Unreal?
Unboxed?
No, like Untouched. I feel so untouched that no, I think it's called Unreal. Untold.
The
Jake Paul story.
And actually that Jake Paul documentary that I watched, Untold, was what got me to watch Love Island season 5, because I was like, oh, this Tommy Fury, I've been wanting to like hear about Tommy and Molly. Let me go watch. So thank you, Jake Paul. So he does really well as a boxer. It's like being an influencer and a boxer
helped him.
They are going hand in hand. He's very much like rising. And his brother's Tyson Fury. They have now a show on Netflix called At Home with the Furies. So they're just like a reality TV influencing couple. Very global and very big in the UK. And she is just like a content queen. Like everything she posts is just like so gargy. Bambi's nursery like went so viral because it was like so adorable. She loves being a mom. She's a very like all of her vlogs are about like day in the life. Bambi this, Bambi that. What are we doing? Bambi's napping. I'm doing my makeup. She's just such a queen.
She is. This is really sad.
And their relationship has always looked so strong, so wholesome. His family is gypsy, which I learned more about from Tyson's show At Home with the Furies. But what I got from it is like they're very, very traditional. Tyson has like 8 children. He's at home with the Furies all the time.
Like but it's like women in the kitchen.
Yeah, but like they very much value family. I actually feel like probably for them having a baby before getting married was like, you know, out of the norm for them. But I always thought that like the way that Tommy spoke, it was like Molly he doesn't even see other women is the way that I always saw him until that Dubai video. But because I thought so highly of him, I let it go.
Yeah. But I just want to say, like, what I saw in that reality show At Home with the Furies, like, didn't impress me. Like, Molly was a queen. Molly was a queen, and I was just like, okay. I wasn't really taken by him. I don't have a particular horse in this race, and I just think, honestly, this might be the best thing to ever happen. It's giving Tom Scandival. Like, if you thought she couldn't get any more famous, like, I think she's about to become even bigger. She's about to become, like, the hero, too. Like, Ariana was on the 2 show, but then she was wronged, you know? So
yeah,
everybody's going to love you. I could see her hosting Love Island. Like, I'm telling you, this is going to be a good thing. And like, I actually, like, I need her to date Harry Styles. Like, she's going to be at that level. I'm telling you, it's tough right now, Molly. And I'm sending you my deepest condolences. In 3 years from now, oh my God.
Yes, probably, you know, especially if he was a nefarious actor, then like he had to go. But it's different than Scandival and sadder because they have a baby,
kid, of course,
and a very young child,
of course.
And I don't think Molly ever wanted this. And I think like Molly was head over heels in love with Tommy, whereas like we couldn't say the same about Ariana and Tom. Like we're like, what are you still doing together?
Yeah. And I think they would have admitted.
Like this was like a true, like people really feel like love is dead. And honestly, like I don't have anything to say to you to make you feel better. Like it is not good for love.
Yeah.
When Tom cheated on Ariana, like nobody was questioning like if love exists.
Right. But Tommy's just kind of been known as this like stand-up guy, dad,
as stand-up as they Casa Amor, like wouldn't turn bat an eye, nothing. So he done fucked up. What did Tommy do? What did Tommy do?
What did Tommy do?
So
Tommy has a second family.
The limited information that we have, the Dubai video, the context in her statement, and Daily Mail with whatever they had, like I think he cheated in a major way. Not a one night thing. I was drunk and I messed up.
Because I think she would have forgiven that.
Like pathological cheater, perhaps, but like has he been this the whole time? No, I feel like no, he hasn't been a pathological cheater the whole time because it would have come up. But then how do you just like wake up one day and become like a psychotic cheater?
Well, I don't think you wake up one day and become a psychotic cheater, but you wake up one day and you're a lot more famous than you once were. And I think when he came into the show, correct me if I'm wrong, very much in the shadow of his brother's success, right? And yeah, he had wanted to be a boxer too, but it's like, it's giving Jordan Rogers, right? It's like, good luck.
Yeah.
But with the advent of, you know, social media and then their success on the show, and he was able to do big fights like that. Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul. I watched it. It was huge. Like, so you wake up one day and you find yourself with a lot more power, a lot more money, a lot more influence. And like that for a man, like that makes you horny. So I don't think you're born a cheater, but I think your circumstances can make you one.
But I just feel like all of that happened
because of his relationship.
No. After Love Island, like that wave was over where like now they were in a normal groove. They have a child, they have a home, like the burst of fame. He's been at this level for so long.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
I mean, maybe he's like in love with someone else and maybe he ended it and was like, I love someone else. Like I'm moving on.
Maybe
it wasn't like a pathological, like goes out every night and cheats, but like I don't know.
I do believe we'll find out.
I think so too, especially like whatever he does next will be telling.
Yep. We've got all eyes on Tommy Fury.
Yeah. And the Daily Mail does. And like all those tabloids there, like they're putting all their energy here. Just give Molly peace, please. I mean, give it everyone peace. But the people really do want to know.
I do feel
but I'm not saying like, I think in time we will know. I'm not in any rush to know. Like I just am in a rush to know that Molly is going to be okay.
You know who I feel like this is actually really good for?
No.
Like Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle. Like the British press, the tabloids that like ruin their lives and like give them anxiety and like seriously drive them to crazy situations. I feel like they're going to get a week. Like Meghan Markle should go on vacation. Kate should just like walk around town at the farmer's market. Nobody cares right now when it comes to the British tabloids about anything other than Molly May and Tommy Fury. And they're going to be like interviewing Tommy's classmates from the 3rd grade. Like it's great for them. Like seriously, take a break. You deserve it. The royals.
Yeah. Yeah. I just hope like Molly's okay. She has a baby at home, like to be surrounded by photographers. Like,
can I tell you something? Like Molly's probably not okay. And you need to,
I know.
You need to help her.
I know.
We all need to lift her up in prayer or something.
I'm here for her. We do need to lift her up in prayer.
Let's just have a moment of silence,
prayer. A moment of prayer. Grant Molly the strength that she needs.
The courage to understand the things she cannot change. Are you looking for your phone? It's right here. Like, who doesn't put their phone on Do Not Disturb?
Someone with a child. But I will put on Do Not Disturb right now.
Someone with a child?
No, sorry, you asked a bitchy question, you got a bitchy answer.
Okay, like I'm not being bitchy. Like we literally have 1 hour of work where we can't have our phones on. Like we're on our phones every other minute of the day. I'm going to need that phone. I had it for a reason.
Wait, but I'm not on my phone. But like if someone calls me, I don't even know because it wasn't an important person.
Oh, it was a person... First name potential, last name spam. Okay,
right. That's why I didn't even look at it, and I put my phone on Do Not Disturb when she that's the last time I give you my phone when you ask for it. You can start using.
That's the last time I give you my iPad. I'm using your phone because your iPad was dead.
Start using a fucking analog clock to time your ads.
Maybe if you just fucking plugged in your iPad when we were done with every show.
I literally said I'm fine to use my iPad. It'll be ready, and you were like, no, use mine. I'm
so generous. I'm literally so generous.
I really want you to use mine. It would make me so happy.
That's what I said, you guys. Yeah. Have I ever said that?
I'm happy to go get my iPad.
You know what? You see me as the radiant light of joy that I am, and you're trying to extinguish my flame. You can't.
You just like weren't expecting me to talk back to you when you mouthed off at me.
Yeah, I wasn't, because you were in the wrong with your phone fucking
because
vibrating.
I'm demure and mindful. But guess what? I can be a brat too. Have you seen my straw?
You actually can't be a brat. Move on.
We can't have two brats.
And look what we did. We turned this moment of peace and prayer for Molly into two girls fighting.
The problem was that it got too quiet and you could
that's
hear
why we
my
heard your phone. Yeah.
That's why we can't have a moment of peace and prayer.
So true.
Anyways, Molly, like I know you have no idea.
I forgive you. And I'm forgetting what happened.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I know Molly has no idea what this podcast is. Literally, we're a blind spot for her. I know that in my bones. Okay. Trust me, I've tried.
Yeah.
We're here for you. We're here for you, and you're going to be okay.
And maybe we'll just send you off with a song, okay? Don't worry.
Oh, that's a terrible song.
About a thing.
That's not a good song for today.
Every little thing is gonna be all right.
She needs something deeper.
Okay.
Like about pain and tragedy.
When the rain is blowing in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole world is on your case.
And a British queen as well.
I can offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love.
That's all I'm saying.
It's actually not a British queen because the song was written by Bob Dylan, but yeah.
I don't like that.
It's not an Adele original. She kind of made it her own. Very similar to
Whitney Houston,
the Jonas
Parton.
Brothers, Year 3000.
Who wrote?
Some
it was
losery
someone
band.
else's song first?
Yeah. It's a cover of the Year 3000. People don't know that.
I don't know that.
Yeah, fun fact about the music industry that I know is that fact, yeah.
Damn. Okay. Are you ready for our next story? Some more Splitsville news. Because like while we're here in Splitsville.
Right, we might as well look around.
Look around. Here's who else is splitting up. Sara Foster and Tommy Haas have split.
What?
Also, I also just learned they're not married. They have been longtime partners.
Okay, that I didn't know, but like doesn't shock me. Oh my God, wait, I'm finding this out live right now.
It's
when did
really
this come
upsetting.
Out?
Yesterday, they split up. They are, quote, entirely focused on co-parenting their two daughters, Valentina and Josephine. A source tells people exclusively. And that's all we know from the two of them. Now, this article like has literally rounded up everything she's ever said about her marriage. And it's all like seriously so funny and like making me upset even further that they're splitting up. So apparently in Valentine's Day of 2021, she posted pictures of like screenshots of him liking like bikini photos and said, happy Valentine's Day to the guy that hasn't figured out yet that likes are public.
That's so funny.
Yes. And then in his own Valentine's Day tribute, he revealed that she had liked a shirtless photo of Tyler Cameron.
LOL.
And then he said, happy Valentine's Day, Sara Foster. I promise I will go back to the gym.
LOL.
So during a podcast in 2023, she described her and Tommy as basically married. She said, we've been together since I've been 25 years old. We have 2 kids. Our lives are completely intertwined and together. However, she added that her notion of marriage was shaped during her childhood, where her dad was David Foster. And she said, looking back, I guess I didn't grow up respecting marriage. I grew up thinking it doesn't mean anything. You just walk away, you cheat, you go to this person, that you go to that person forever. We just didn't grow up.
Those are fighting words.
Yeah, we just didn't grow up with the foundation of marriage being a union of bliss and holy matrimony and forever. So that's why they never got married. And now I guess that makes separating a little bit easier, but still like very difficult. Also, this isn't even a statement that they've put out, but it just goes to show you how like Molly and Tommy is not a situation of like, we've grown apart, we don't love each other anymore, and we're focused entirely on our children. Like this, it gives like they've been together 14 years, like they're growing separately, their children are grown, like we love each other, but not like that.
Now that the initial shock has sort of like wore off, I kind of love this. I mean, not obviously like the breaking up of family. It's terrible. But like the girls are a little bit older. They're not like, 7. I think they're like in their teens.
They're like 12 and 14, I think.
But that's actually a tough age. I take it back.
13 and 8.
However, I like
13 and 8.
If the Foster sisters have 1,000 fans, I'm one of them. If they have 1 fan, it's me. If they have 0 fans, like I have passed away. And
Rip
seriously, rip. And that must be really hard for you because I am a light, like you said.
It's very dark.
I love them. Like I love them. And we haven't had, and a lot of people forget, like Sara Foster, when we were growing up, like she was that bitch. Like she played Naomi's sister Jen on 90210. She was like this gal about town. She was this very it girl socialite, and now she's settled into like businesswoman and motherhood. But I kind of love, like I could see her hitting the scene like seriously with Leonardo DiCaprio. And you know what? We deserve that. And so does she.
I agree. Like the future is bright for her, and it's bright for us in turn as fans of Sara because she's going to do amazing things. However, in this moment, like I am sad for her and her family, and also to think about like the hard times that came before this that led to this decision, you know?
No, it's tough. And I'm not undermining that at all. And I know she'll get through this with the love of her sister and the support of her fans worldwide, including us, of course. Yeah. Having said that, like once she comes out of it, like I think we're going to see a Sara Foster we haven't seen in years, and I'm kind of looking forward to it.
And I do appreciate because you're a ray of light, like you're always looking on the bright side, even for Molly May. Like you're saying it's going to be Harry Styles, and like it's always great to that is in our back pocket of like things will be exciting for these people once they get through what they're going through.
We should put her on the list.
But they are going through something.
Yeah, we should put her on the list because
Both
you know who
them.
I kind of like ship?
Who?
Sarah Manganiello. Like an age appropriate, like it's
and he kind of looks like her ex-man. You know who I think?
Can I see what he looks like? He's a professional tennis player, Sara Foster's ex-husband, right?
Yes. Oh my God. And she posted something so funny.
I don't really like know him.
A few months ago. Did you see what she posted about the tennis wags a few months ago?
No.
Because she was talking about how like tennis wags are having such a moment, like, Paige and Morgs and like, and how fabulous they are. And she posted a picture of herself at the US Open, like postpartum, like nipples leaking. She was like, this is how we used to go. And like, it was like her in a denim mini skirt and a tank top.
Funny.
Yeah.
No, I'm really sad about this, but I'm excited for what the future holds. Like, I can't lie.
Okay. And is your excitement outweighing the sadness? Because for me at the moment, like my sadness is outweighing the excitement.
No, my excitement's outweighing my sadness. Whereas like with Molly, like I'm sad for her.
You know who I feel like Molly might date?
Who?
Only because like
Tommy?
I feel like he's going to want to date her.
Who?
Because he loves like a elite British woman.
Prince Harry.
Joe Jonas.
Okay, because there aren't like a lot of things Joe Jonas I think could do right now to win favor back. I think like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but are we all having like Joe Jonas fatigue? Like after we all took Sophie's side.
It's been a lot.
It's been a lot between like the band breaking up and then like this with the kids and the fan. Like I'm sort of like I need a pause. So I don't know what he really could do to win back
has
favor.
To spend a lot of time over there now because the kids are going to go to school there and like that's their primary residence, I think. So I think he's going to like meet Molly May and fall in love with her.
So that like is one of very few things he could do to like seriously win favor back with, I think, the public.
I think for a long time, like Joe Jonas has leaned on his relationships, like for his
Public
PR,
image.
and people didn't notice. We talked about it actually the last time we spoke about him, how he's like a serial dater actually. And if he were a woman, like what would people say about him?
No, it's true. And he is often used, he's always kind of dated, like not to be rude, like above his pay grade a little bit. He's always used the women that he dates to sort of lift him up, whether it's like with his image or his like likability. And that's a really good point. I never put that together.
Yeah. I don't know if he does it on purpose, but that's the effect that it has.
Yeah. No, I don't think he does it on purpose. I think he like loves beautiful women, which I love that about him.
Yeah, I guess like can you blame him?
No, and it's like when people say that about Taylor, like, is she a serial dater or is she just someone who's like so excited to be beautiful and famous and like the access that like if I was Taylor Swift, I would have had 3 times the amount of boyfriends that she did. I just want to go on record saying that.
Yes, but it's a little, they diverge in the sense that like so often Taylor's bigger. Her relationship until Travis has never catapulted her to a different level of fame.
No, she's never used her relationships as like fodder for the.
She never really could. I guess like Jake Gyllenhaal, but like they were barely like
Harry Styles.
Those never got off the ground enough for her to like use it to her advantage. You know what I mean? Because she was still like figuring out her place.
No, and now she's at a place where she's in a relationship that she could use to her advantage, but like she doesn't even want to because one, it's such a good relationship, and two, like no, she couldn't possibly be more famous.
It is used to her advantage, though she doesn't have to try.
Yeah.
All she does is try.
Right, and like that's the same girl who wrote that lyric, right?
Yeah.
I've never been a natural. All I do is try. You couldn't pay me to be that honest. Like seriously, that is so real.
Yeah.
I've never been a natural. All I do is try. Seriously, you couldn't pay me to be that vulnerable with people.
Agreed.
So yeah.
So that's what's going on.
I'm shocked. I didn't know
Sarah
that.
and Tommy. Yes, very sad. Are you ready for our next story? A little more dating news because Kim Kardashian went on a Jimmy and was talking about her dating life. I want to say it was
Fallon because she's been doing a lot with Jimmy Fallon. They have this like Beats by Dre thing.
Yes.
Beats by Jimmy.
Yes. Jim versus Kim.
Yeah, I don't know.
On Beats by, yeah.
I don't know how like Kim, Beats by Dre, and Jimmy Fallon like are all working together. I don't know how. I can't explain to you the partnership.
I think they like both have headphones. Jimmy Fallon has headphones that like doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to say like say what you want. I have Beats by Kim. They're the best shit I've ever had. I've like had them for years. I got them free in a PR whatever, and it's Ben's using them right now. Like we love them. Just like side fact,
so
they're better than AirPods.
Your team Kim over Jim in the battle of their headphones.
Beats by Kim are better than AirPods. You heard it here first, and they're cheaper.
Well, Kim Kardashian is single, and she was telling Jimmy Fallon that's the one she confirmed her singledom, which I didn't think anyone thought she was seeing someone, but now we know she's not like secretly seeing someone.
Well, I guess she had recently broken up with Odell Beck.
Sure.
Did she? That whole relationship was like literally made up in the PR. I wouldn't be surprised if these two never even dated.
I don't think they dated at all. So she hilariously told Jimmy Fallon how her kids make lists in an attempt to play matchmaker.
Oh, us.
She said, my kids try to set me up. They're so ready, but so particular for who she should date. So she said, Saint wants me to be with like any basketball player or soccer player.
Right.
And I'm like, if you only knew. And then she said, some of my kids want me to be with streamers. They have lists and they try to sneakily set me up.
Kim and Mr. Beast.
Mrs. Beast.
That is so funny. I guess it's like you really have to think about what their interests are.
Yeah.
Like we know Saint is obsessed with soccer.
Yeah.
And I could see Kim with like a big timey soccer player. Although I think like the big ones are all married.
Like the top 5 are taken. I don't think she's going with 6.
No. The 6-man award, no.
It's like, it's a steep drop from 5 to 6.
1,000%. I don't know.
A basketball player at this point, I feel like they're all like young because that's the game. And Kim, I don't think she wants an athlete. I don't think she wants that life. I don't think she wants someone like super young and immature. Like she had said on maybe Letterman or something like she like wants to be with like a surgeon, attorney, a doctor,
businessman beau.
Yeah, like a real person.
Love that. And then if she was like, maybe she would be dating someone and we don't know.
So like maybe we need to get her kids into Shark Tank so that they want to set her up with like
A-Rod, like one of those guest sharks. Not A-Rod, but like a guest shark.
Yeah, no, because all the real sharks are taken.
Yeah, and I think they're a little bit older. Like they're
no, but like if Mark Cuban were single,
ship.
Yeah.
And you know what Barbara Corcoran says famously about Mark Cuban is he loves his wife.
Great. No, but I'm saying like a famous businessman, like they need to get more into
But like
business.
Kim can set herself up. She like has like an investment capital firm, whatever it's called.
Oh, with a business person.
Sky.
But it sounds like she doesn't want to be with someone right now. I just don't see that for her. I feel like she's like such a lover and like she said it herself. It's not even a feeling. Like loves being a girlfriend. She loves being in relationships. She always has been.
But maybe you get to a point like where you've
like,
been,
get the fuck away from me. It's me time.
In relationships like since you're 18. And now you have these kids, and like you're in a different, like maybe you don't need that. Like maybe she just like every now and then like needs to get dick down, and that's enough.
Yeah. I feel like she'll come back around where it's like, oh, my life is so amazing. Like I wish I had someone to like, share it with at the end of the day, like look over and be like, today was a good day.
Yeah, in that big old bed of hers.
Today was a fairy tale.
Yeah, I think Kim probably listens to that like after a really good day.
Yeah.
One thing about Kim, like she's a fan of Taylor Swift's music. I mean, I don't know how now like you can dodge it. Like you really can't. Like even people who like hate Taylor, they're like bopping their heads to like the couple songs that are always on the radio. Cruel Summer. I don't know how, it must be like really annoying for your nemesis to be like so big. Yeah. Although I don't know if Kim looks at Taylor like her nemesis. I know Taylor looks at Kim.
Kim doesn't look at Taylor the way that Taylor looks at Kim. Yeah. Like Kim's like, all's good. What's the beef?
Famously, over it.
Forget.
Right.
And Taylor's like, no, I'll kill you.
Taylor's literally like me. She's like, I can't forgive or forget.
I'm still there.
Just collecting around my... Although I don't think that's about Kim. I mean, thank you, Amy.
No, but it shows us that she will stay there. Wherever she is, she shall stay.
Yeah.
She's a person who stays there.
Yeah, she's a person in which that stays.
Yeah. That sounds like a book Margot would read.
The samurai witch and
the things in which we never left.
The things in which I stayed. I love that. Really chilling.
No. It would be called The Place in Which I Stayed.
Perfect. Yeah.
Claudia, I promise you,
it would be
called that.
The Summer in Which I Stayed.
100%. Okay. Well, I appreciate the West children are doing the work that we're doing here, making lists, making a list.
Really into influencers, like
making a list, checking it twice.
Yeah.
I feel like they want her to be with like Casey Neistat,
who's also like happily married with children. But yeah. Someone of that ilk. No, they probably want Kim to be seriously like with Josh Richards.
And it must be fun for them. Their mom is so famous. They have so much access. Like their most famous favorite person like could be their daddy, their stepdaddy.
Right. Like, oh, please. Like if I had a single dad, like I would be like, oh my God, please, like date Joan Rivers. Like that's seriously what I would do. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Are you ready for our next story?
No.
Okay.
Is it the next story that perchance is brought to you by Hill House Home?
Yes.
Hill House Home, you guys know they invented the viral nap dress. It's the most flattering and comfortable fit with their signature smocking. Well, Hill House Home makes fun fashion that makes you feel good. Their commitment to comfort and style appeals to all categories. So they sell also, a lot of people don't know, like they know their dresses, obviously. Let me tell you about their bedding, their robes, their pajamas, swim, and shoes. They have stuff for adults and kids, like really cute matching moments. Hill House, I know they're known for the nap dress. For me, they're known for like their Pliny AF patterns. Like it's so cute. The vibes are so cottagecore. I love their pajamas. So they just also launched 2 new robe colors this week. They have a ton of fun monogram options too. You can get a classic 3-letter monogram if that's your thing. You can embroider your full name. I have a fabulous robe. It says Turdy on it. Yeah. The other exciting Hill House news to share is that several of the toasters on staff have convinced their bosses to up our discount. So it was 15%. It is now 20%. You heard it here first. If you use code TOAST20 at Hill House Home, you will get 20% off. Their bathrooms, their pajamas, so soft, perfect to get ready in. The pajamas are made from the same cotton fabric as their baby onesie, so you can sleep like a baby. It's great for all ages. The brand also has baby and kids if you want matching moments or you need a baby gift for someone in your life. Again, we have upped our code with Hill House Home. It's no longer 15%, it is 20%. So get 20% off your order of $100 or more only at hillhousehome.com with code TOAST20. Again, that's code TOAST20, TOAST20. Off your order at hillhousehome.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by Masterclass. So the conversations we have on this show always get us thinking. I feel like we're constantly stimulating one another. And you want to dive deeper into a certain category, whether it's an interest of yours, like business, like acting, like cooking, and you want to hear from the best, Masterclass is the place to go. Masterclass is where you can learn from the best to become your best. Masterclass is the only streaming platform where you can learn and grow with over 200 of the world's best. So for just $10 a month, an annual membership with Masterclass gets you unlimited access to every single instructor, and you can access Masterclass on your phone, your computer, your smart TV, or even in audio mode. So I the most recent masterclass I watched was Kris Jenner, and I loved that on their show they talked about like Kris, and we got to go on set with her, like of sharing her expertise, because say what you want about the girlies, like Kris is seriously role model. She has goals, like what they have built is amazing, and I love masterclass. Jackie actually was saying how she gave it to somebody who works in acting, and it was like obviously so amazing to hear from like the world's best actors. I think it's a brilliant gift, but also if you're looking to like work on yourself, I know a lot of people like read self-help books and they're always looking for like things that they can better themselves. Masterclass is fabulous. For $10 a month, you can build your confidence through humor with comedy icons like Kevin Hart, use improv to overcome your fears like Amy Poehler, turn your passion into achievements with the cultural icon herself, Martha Stewart. So the classes really make a difference. Over 88% of members feel that Masterclass has made a positive impact on their lives. I loved the Kris Jenner one. I really felt like so many takeaways, what she said that really stuck with me. It was like, if somebody tells you no, you're just talking to the wrong person. Like, okay, apply that to your daily life and tell me if you don't improve. Right now, our listeners are getting an additional 15% off an annual membership at masterclass.com/toast. That's 15% off a masterclass at masterclass.com/toast, masterclass.com/TOAST.
Thank you, TURT.
You're welcome, JACQUELINE.
Our next story. So, doctor and drug dealers are arrested in connection to Matthew Perry's death. According to TMZ, multiple arrests have been made following an investigation into Matthew Perry's death now.
I know. Like, I have such a pit in my stomach about Matthew Perry's death because I think a lot of people, myself included, actually like made assumptions about how he passed away because I had just read his book and he was really open about his lifelong struggle with sobriety. And I think we kind of all took away from, at least I did with the book, it was like, it wasn't the end. It's not like somebody writing a book being like, I have figured out sobriety and remission and recovery and like, this is a nice story. He very much like goes through periods where he could go years and then years on, years off. And there was so much like mystery around the circumstances. We never got like a full confirmed story on what happened.
So by now, like we can piece together what happened. He had ketamine in his system when he drowned, but the ketamine
he was doing ketamine therapy too.
He was doing ketamine therapy, but it was clear from his autopsy that the ketamine in his system wasn't given in a medical environment because his last ketamine infusion was like a week before his death. The ketamine that he had done caused him to lose consciousness and drown in his hot tub. Law enforcement sources told TMZ that at least one doctor and several dealers who helped arrange and deliver ketamine to Matthew Perry have been taken into custody. The LAPD, DEA, and U.S. Postal Service each executed search warrants that resulted in the seizure of computers, phones, and other electronic equipment to determine who supplied Perry with the illegally obtained ketamine that caused him to lose consciousness and drown in his hot tub last October. The insiders told TMZ that the warrant revealed text messages discussing the star and the ketamine he wanted, as well as what they were doing to get it for him. The message also allegedly had information on what Perry was willing to pay for it. Last month, Page 6 exclusively revealed that Matthew Perry's death was poised to expose a seedy underbelly of Hollywood drug dealing. Former CIA and FBI special agent told Page 6 that multiple people could be charged, explaining how there has been a huge explosion in drug rings using mail fraud, sending prescription medication by post, which is a federal offense. And that's why the Postal Service is involved in this.
Got it. Well, that was like also a thing in his book that he touched on very briefly and not in a major way. But if you're reading it, you're like, oh my God, that, you know, certain times in his life, especially in the beginning of his addiction, when he just needed like a bottle to get through the next couple of months, there are these doctors, they're just like prescription fillers. They're technically like, it's illegal, but they have a prescription pad, and it's just like this abuse of their position and abuse of their power. And they really get so many people addicted. And it reminded me, of course, of Dope Sick.
Yeah.
And so if that's a one positive that comes out of this situation, it's like, and I'm sure in Hollywood, it's so much worse. It's disgraceful.
Yeah.
It is disgraceful.
Yeah.
Like just, I forgot what he called them, but he said when he was living in New York, he would go to like different therapists and different like physicians talking about migraines, talking about depression. And it was so easy. But eventually your addiction gets to a point where it's so bad and you need so many pills that like getting a prescription from a therapist or a psychotherapist it'll last you 3 days. It's not worth the trouble.
Yeah.
So then you have to go like the much more illegal route, which is like actual drug dealers.
Yes.
But these doctors are drug dealers.
Yeah.
They're just prescription fillers. Like they literally, you make an appointment.
They are just writing. You're supposed to like have a patient, treat them, try things, like not just like, oh,
one appointment with a new client.
Yeah. Patient.
and they walk out with 2 prescriptions. Like that's really not how it works.
Right. No, it's not how it's supposed to work.
No.
And it's really hurting people. And we saw, Dope Sick is a great example of that.
Yeah. Dope Sick was different because like, there were these like pill farms, and actually in Demon Copperhead, they talked about that a lot too. Like doctors who were just like seriously bringing people in and getting paid per prescription. But they were working with the pharmaceutical companies. And so for a while it wasn't illegal. It was just like morally corrupt.
Yeah.
There are doctors now who are just like actual drug dealers.
Yeah.
But they, are doctors. And so somehow it's okay.
Yeah. But they do take like oaths, do no harm.
Oh my God,
so
they go to medical school for 8 years.
They are violating like terms of their
yes.
They can be disbarred and all of that.
And they should.
Yeah. So that's a bit of an update and just a very sad story.
Terrible. Ugh.
Are you ready for our 5th and final story?
I am ready for our 5th and final story.
Some influencer news, some Hamptons news, and it's not about us.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Of course it's not.
But Alex Cooper is planning a Blowout Multiday 30th birthday in the Hamptons. Oh, about an influencer in the Hamptons who's turning 30, and it's not about you.
Oh, well, of course it's not about me because I turned 22 in the Hamptons. I don't know what you're talking about.
And Page Six reports that she's looking for a sponsor to foot the bill. So Alex Cooper, who's a podcaster, has sent out a proposal looking for brands to sponsor an over-the-top multi-day 30th birthday blowout in the Hamptons to be hosted by her talent network, Unwell. Page Six was told the proposal deck just went out, and the events scheduled included a pickleball tournament, an influencer in the Hamptons who's turned 30 who's playing pickleball,
LOL.
a drone show, and a wine tasting, all to go down in just 2 weeks. So
like the deck
for her event for her birthday in the Hamptons has leaked to Page Six. They're making like such a meal of it.
By the way, what did it remind you of?
Fashion Ambassion.
Thank you. Oh my, we have the same brain.
Course,
Everything comes back to Fashion Ambassion. For those who don't remember, we literally just talked about that influencer who had that world-renowned.
Fashion Ambassion, like you need to know the story of Fashion Ambassion.
If you want to move, like
in order to have like influencer media literacy on so many different levels, you need to know the story of Fashion Ambassion.
We talked about her earlier in the podcast. So earlier, like in the summer, so I won't like repeat it, but she was that girl who had that.
It was literally last week. Why? Someone did something.
Yeah.
Just like fashion. Oh, Justin. Of course, Justin Baldoni and his engagement video.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Justin.
Love that. I'm like, Justin Sylvester? I was like, who
Justin
are you?
Timberlake?
Okay, so she had this whirlwind engagement. She had like 100,000 followers. It blew up. Literally, everyone was talking about it. She was like this girl who worked at Goop, and her fiance took her on this like international adventure to get engaged. It was like a scavenger hunt, whatever. And like people were loving it and then hating it. Of course, everybody turned on her when they found out there was a deck that had went around of her fiance was like, listen, I'm planning this big thing. It's going to have a lot of eyes on it. And if anybody wants to sponsor it, it was kind of a savvy business move when you think about how many people were talking about it. I mean, we're still talking about it 8 years later, okay? And like people were like, it's so disingenuous. Once the deck went out, people like really turned on her and her husband.
Yeah, because they thought that she had a hand in doing the deck, which would mean that she knew about all this and everything that we were watching was like her acting and faking it. Where now I think we can say like, no, she didn't know. Her husband took this on. He knew that she's an influencer. She has like good brand relationships, and he reached out to those brands and like it was a good idea. But because the deck leaked, it made them look really bad. And that's what they're trying to do with this birthday party.
So I think, because I had seen like people talking about it on TikTok being like, oh my God, she's going to sell tickets and then to take money from her fans and then also take money from brands. And it's like, that's literally how events work. Like you buy a ticket to Madison Square Garden, there's a Chase sign everywhere. Like brands come in, pay for the activation. So that's like zero cost to the person putting it on. Brands get, whatever brands get, signage, whatever. And then the person throwing the event gets to keep the revenue from the ticket sales. It's literally like not a big deal at all. And I feel like if this were me, like I would be embarrassed. Like, and it's like, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Like, this is just how the business of events work.
And influencing, this is how anything works. And it's not really news, but I think when it's laid out this way, it looks
like they're making it out to look nefarious, right? Like different slides of the deck have been leaked and it's like, oh, here's who we think can show up. And these aren't confirmed attendance, but like we've made decks where it's like people within our network who we think would show up. We haven't told them about it, but their name's in the deck.
Yeah,
that's just like how it works.
When we have a party and invite them, they're our friends and they come.
No, and people text me all the time like, oh my God, I'm at work and you're in this deck. And it's like, I've never heard of it, but it's just like how the things work. It's like really not a big deal.
Totally.
And I feel like not only is this article like meant to embarrass her, but then the people's, like when I'm seeing people talk about it on social media, like it's like really, I'm seeing like a lack of understanding of how things work. It's like, well, so greedy, like taking money from fans and from brands. And it's like, girl, events like this, you're lucky if you don't. Well, first of all, it's a business. We're here to make money. But events like this, when you put them on, like community building events, like you're lucky if you don't lose money. Like Camp Toast, like seriously, what do we make? $3?
Yeah.
But it cost so much money between tickets and brands who came on board, like we were able to break even and do it again so we didn't lose money.
And like brands who came on board, like we got some free
But anything helps, right?
Yeah. No, and that wasn't even like an actual brand sponsor.
Right. So I just feel like when people are talking about it, like they really don't understand how things work and how much these things cost, right?
Yeah.
Like an event anywhere but an event in the Hamptons in the summer, like it's going to be pricey. And I feel like people are like running with this and really not understanding how this works.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's pretty like textbook.
It's pretty textbook. It's unfortunate that it got leaked because it looks a certain way. Like I think we all know how this looks, but if you have like a bit of understanding of how like influencer culture works, but also like how like events work, it's like not a big deal. Every event that's ever been thrown has a deck.
Yeah, like more so begs the question, like why is it leaked and why is it news? And like who
I want to know
that?
who leaked it. That's like some really like nefarious.
And like the pictures of the deck, it's not the actual slide. It was someone took like a picture of it up on the board. You see? It's not like a straight up PDF.
It looks like, oh my God, I feel like if you look really closely, you can figure out who did it. I think
it would literally be in the reflection of the TV.
I feel like, somebody's on Zoom where this is being presented and they're taking a picture of it with their phone. Yeah. That's how it looks.
Or I thought they were in a conference room and it's up on the TV.
Yeah, TV. TV.
TV.
Oh my God, like,
brat.
Seriously not cool. Like, for real. If this was me, I'd be so mad. Because it's making it look like something it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. So
I see our names on that list of potential Hamptons people to invite.
No, and like we're literally sat here.
No, look at us. Like we're in like that's the most offensive part of his story to me. Like,
we're
okay.
sat.
Hamptons elites? Where are we?
Hamptons influencers turning 30 who like pickleball?
Noted. I'm offended. Oh my God, my brace is like really bothering me. Not to like keeping the girl talking about her
Your brace face, okay?
No, I'm literally Romy and Michelle, like with my brace.
Yeah.
You're gonna start sticking magnets to my brace?
I'm gonna start bullying you. I'm gonna give you a swirly in the toilet. And it's gonna be a girly swirly.
By the way,
I'm gonna hold her upside down.
You know, we haven't ever shared and we never will, like what swirly means, like the true origins. But people assume
that one of us gave a swirly to a sister.
Received or gave a swirly sticking someone's face in the toilet while the flush.
Not yet, but like keep talking, keep acting like a fucking nerd, and you're going in.
Can I say something? Like swirlies can't be real. Like, are they things that only existed in movies?
I think that they're real, but it does I could see how it could happen because the physics of it, like I could not physically give you a swirly because we are the same size.
It's waterboarding, first of all.
No, I couldn't lift you up by your legs and dunk you in the toilet. We're the same size. So it has to be, of course it's boys.
It's ganging up too. It's like 3-on-1.
So they're very different size. So I feel like it would be like a senior in high school to a freshman.
I don't know. I feel like swirlies are things that only existed in movies. Please sound off in the comments. Have you ever given or received a swirly? And if you've ever given one, like make your account anonymous because seriously, like that's something that could destroy you. Like, are you okay?
No, that's like so crazy. What if you found out that like someone that you love like gave a swirly in high school?
Well, I like to believe people are capable of great change. I mean, I think I'm the embodiment of change. Like, look at me now versus me 2 years ago. Like,
look at you now versus you yesterday. You have a brace.
It's so true. I really do. I used to be maybe one of these people who didn't believe that people really don't change. I am a walking testament.
You are like, yeah, I
am change.
If anyone believes that people don't change, like look at Claudia.
Yeah.
Also, like look at me.
Yeah.
I'm constantly changing.
Yours was less drastic. Like I feel like yours was really organic over time, and mine, we all woke up one day and it was like I was working out and like having salads, and it was really shocking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe people are capable of great change. So if somebody I knew, like let's say I seriously found out that Ben gave someone a swirly, although we all know Ben would be receiving the swirly, not giving the swirly.
For sure, but if you found out about Ben, like the Ben that you know today is not that person. Like it's not like it would change everything you thought about him. It would change nothing. Because you know him to be a good person. That's what I'm saying about like
Brooke
Tana and Brooke. Like Tana, did you think your friend was like a good gal? Like
did you think she was like a raging KKK racist? Because if you thought that and continued to not only be her friend but give her a platform, that speaks a lot about you too.
Right.
But you obviously knew she was like a good person and you liked her and you invited her into your home and into your business. So now to save face? I actually was really shocked to see that like people responded negatively to that.
Yeah.
Like that gives me hope for the internet because I think people at a time would have like really championed Tana throwing her friend under the bus and being like, yeah, fuck her. But now it's like we're all thinking a little bit more critically. And I actually like to see that.
Yeah.
That route of responding didn't go over well.
I agree. It was a crazy thing to do.
It was wild. Like, and she admitted, she was like, by the way, she sat down on the podcast and she was like, Brooke isn't here, and that was my choice. Like Brooke wanted to, but I said no. Like I think she really thought it would go over well, and she wanted to take credit for it.
Yeah. And then what was the plan for after? I guess to see how the audience reacted and then like
to the third co-host.
Keep making decisions based on what the audience wants so that she doesn't lose them. But one, that's just like not a good thing to do.
There's also
general.
a third girlie involved. It's Tana's assistant, Paige. She comes on the podcast very infrequently. She was the one there during the episode that Brooke wasn't on. But I don't know if there's a big demand for her. People really like Brooke.
My question is, what about the tour? Like, say things went according to Tana's plan and people were like, down with Brooke, we never want to see her again. Like, what's the plan for the tour?
I don't know. I don't know if you can sell tickets to like a Brooke and Tana show and then it just becomes like Tana and someone else.
And like, what are they,
if that's illegal?
If they're not like podcasting together and, you know, she said like, and she threw her under the bus, are they going to get on the stage and like seriously do a fight?
Sounds like they're going to work it out on the fight.
They maybe need to call
stage.
Jake Paul to use his ring.
By the way, that's kind of a good idea to end this whole thing. Like they literally work it out in the ring. They just beat the shit out of each other.
And didn't she marry Jake Paul?
She did actually. And I think, and I'm not like fully well-versed. So everything I know from like people's recaps. So I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure like they had this fake marriage or whatever. Remember they live streamed it and like stood, like everybody was so mad because they paid $10 and like the whole thing wouldn't start. But I do believe Jake Paul is like the great love of Tana's life. Like if any of her friends were to ever date, she always says like, you can date whoever I date except for Jake.
It's Jake, not Logan.
It's Jake, not Logan. Yeah.
Okay.
And I just want to say like, they should have worked it out. Like I think they could have ruled the world if they stayed together.
And like, is that her ex-husband?
Low key in a classic kind of way. Yeah.
But I think the marriage was fake. I like went down a Tana rabbit hole like years ago. I forget what she was doing, but I was like so deeply interested by her. And I like watched a lot of her.
Fascinating.
Yeah. I watched a lot of her stuff. I thought she was like so funny. And that's when I like learned about the Jake thing. And I know that was not a real marriage, unfortunately.
But it was a real relationship.
Yeah.
Like they dated and she had
a show.
MTV. Yeah.
That's what I watched. And then I was like, oh, and she podcasts and she's been on all this stuff. So then I watched a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And I got caught up. And then also don't forget the throuple. Remember when she was in a throuple with Bella Thorne? And that's when I thought her name was Tana Mongeau.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people come into it not knowing how to pronounce her last name.
They're not wrong for it, but it's Mojo, and that's easier.
And it, like, of course it is, you know? She's Tana Mojo.
What movie is it where like someone loses their mojo? Austin Powers.
And he like goes on a witch hunt, a scavenger hunt for his mojo. Got his mojo back.
He just needs to find Tana.
Don't we all? That's our show. Thanks so much for being here. Oh, nice long one. Okay, should we wrap it up?
Yeah, because it's nice long.
I'm hungry too. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Toast on Monday Morning Show. We're to love fast stories you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast on our podcast can be found on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, every Castbox, all the places where this podcast and us to leave us a review about how beautiful, about how stunning, about how wickedly talented we are.
Love ya. Bye.